Okay, you've downloaded Screentime for Flash and installed it, and you should have a window like this open on your desktop now. If not, take a look in your Applications folder, and you should find the Screentime for Flash folder right in there. We've got 3 folders of sample files: a README with late breaking news, the Screentime MXP file, which the installer should have already run and installed help and ST commands and other information directly into Flash. So be sure to look in your Flash help for information on Screentime. Let's open up the Screentime for Flash application now. And it's primarily driven through these 4 tabs to do all of our setup and build process. There's also a menu here where we can do things like creating new projects, build the installer, and get documentation. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up the monitor and mode sample folder, and we're just going to very quickly show how easy it is to build just a simple screensaver and its installer with Screentime. So let's just drop our SWF in, and now we can hit the build button. It'll ask us where to save our project file. I hit save, and you'll see a bunch of files get written over here into the monitor and mode folder. It outputs a zip file and also a project file and the installer application itself. The zip is just a zip of the installer application, and then that's what you want to send by email or upload to the internet. So let's click the install button. We'll hit quit, and it automatically opens up the screensaver control panel, and we can see our screensaver here. And this utilizes some ST commands to allow you to detect how your SWF is running. So we're running in preview mode on the primary monitor. If we click on options, that'll open up the options window, which right now we just have a default Screentime SWF in. Let's hit test, and we'll see what we detect. Okay, now it says we're running in the mode of screensaver. Alright, so let's quit the screensaver and go back, and we're going to do a little bit more customization here. We'll give it a slightly nicer to look at name to appear in the screensaver control panel. We don't need any additional files, but if we did, we could drag and drop them into this area. And if we needed interactivity, we can turn on and off whether we quit on mouse events and key downs. Okay, let's shift now to properties, and this is where we set up what to do when the options window is clicked in the screensaver control panel. And we're going to drop in a custom SWF. We'll use the same monitor and mode SWF. We'll set up a custom expiration. With Screentime, you can have your screensaver expire on a certain date or a certain number of days after its first run. And you can optionally put in an expiration screensaver SWF to play, or just play the default your screensaver is expired SWF. We're also going to customize the installer. We're going to drop in a custom SWF here. And we're going to add in a user license. I can just drag and drop that in. And a README. The other option here is for a quiet installer, which creates an installer with no user interface at all. It just runs, installs, and then quits, which can be useful if you want to embed your installer in another project. And we'll go to Publish and take a look there. It tells us where we're going to save our installer, whether or not we want to include the Flash player. Including it will guarantee that your screensaver will play regardless of whether or not there's a compatible player installed on a machine, but it does add some size to your project. You can also enable mProjector APIs. We're having it save our project before we build, automatically launch, and zip. And the trace window is to open up the debug tracer when you're using the stf.trace command in your build and test cycle. So let's go ahead and hit build, and we'll see what our new installer looks like. Here we have our new customized SWF that we dropped in. Here's our README file, and we can print it if we want. We'll go continue. Now we have the license. We have to accept it and then go continue. Back to our SWF. We'll hit install, quit. It'll open up our screensaver control panel, and if we hit options now, we'll see that we have the monitor mode SWF in here as well, and it tells us that it's running in the settings window. And we can see our expiration is set as well. We'll go test. So there you have it. That's a quick run through of Screentime for Flash and how easy it is to take a SWF and turn it into a self-contained screensaver installer. If you got any questions, be sure to send me an email My name's John, and you can reach me at support@screentime.com. Thanks.